Guys, my name's Cami and I'm going to be talking about motivation today. So, the first topic I want to talk about within motivation is underachievement. So, the reason why sometimes gifted and talented students don't achieve in the classroom is because lack of interest, social issues, perfectionism, emotional sensitivities, undiagnosed learning disabilities, and low teacher expectations. I definitely have to agree with all these things. Currently, right now, I'm in a school where I have three gifted and talented students in my classroom, and a lot of them are dealing or struggling with like lack of interest, and I've been struggling as a teacher how to help them, especially making sure that they don't feel like they're being left out or anything like that. Alright, so I want to go to the topic of engagement. So the resource page recommends that parents should talk to the teacher while helping their students become more engaged in the class. So definitely the teacher-parent communication should be present. I feel like if the parents are willing to like talk to the teacher and parent can come up with like ideas and work and just other stuff to help benefit the child in the classroom. Also, another thing I thought that was really interesting is like linking interests in the classroom. So like bringing the student's favorite hobby in the classroom, like how can you connect that into like math problems or writing prompts to make them more engaged, and also help the child become more engaged. This is on the parent part, but also on the teacher as well. So like creating study guides or creating organizers just to help keep their mind not so jumbled up and they don't become so overwhelmed. Also, making sure that the teacher knows the kid really well and that the kid feels appreciated and valued in the classroom can definitely help students become involved and feel like they do matter, because as we can tell, sometimes gifted and talented students can be pushed to the side while the teacher focuses on students who are struggling, which is great, but also at the same time like those gifted and talented students are not being there's sorry, excuse me, they're they're not being challenged or they're not being pushed to the best of their abilities. So, jumping into what I was talking about, this discussion, this module definitely relates to my site. Like I told you, I had three gifted and talented students in my classroom: Jake, Josh, and Jack. Those aren't their real names. I just changed them just for confidential reasons. It's really interesting to see how they like work in the classroom. There's a couple questions that I was thinking about while doing this PowerPoint and just being at the site. How does my teacher best support them? How are the parents involved? How have these three students been doing in the classroom? What resources/tools can my teacher and I provide them to succeed in the classroom? For example, how does my teacher support them? Has she definitely knows that they're gifted and talented, and definitely doesn't ever give them like easy work that they can get done in like 5 minutes, because I know for a fact like Josh, he likes to rush through everything and not check his work, and he's just in like a really rushed manner, and I think that's because the work in the beginning has been really easy for him. So lately she has been giving these students really, not really challenging work, but challenging work that is like above their learning level, which is really cool to see them do. Also, my teacher is part of a gifted and talented support team at my school. She's like not the president, but she's in one of the top leadership roles there, and it's really cool to see that she's taken on that role to see, because she's learning about resources and tools she can best support these three students. Parents involved. Parents are definitely involved. I only met Jake and Jack's parents so far, and they definitely want their kid to be pushed, but they also don't want their kid to be like left behind, and they want their kid to help out other students too, but not to the point where their kid's doing all the work, and they know that their student is gifted and talented, but I think my teacher and their parents have definitely communicated with each other and definitely are figuring out like, okay, like what works best for them, how can I support your student, like what is like happening at home, that the parents are like helping their student and making sure that they're getting challenged and getting work at home that's best suited for them, as well as my teacher. Um, how have these students been doing in my classroom? I think overall they've been doing great. Like I said, there's a couple of them who like to rush. I know, in fact, one of my students, he's a very much a perfectionist. He likes to be perfect, and he criticizes himself a lot when he doesn't get the answer right, and it totally breaks my heart because I don't know, he beats himself up when he gets the answer wrong, and that's just life, you know. We all make mistakes, and it's just sad to see him like really he's really down on himself when he like makes a simple mistake, and it's just really interesting to see just being in the classroom with him and seeing that mindset of his. And so I'm definitely working on with him to show that it's okay to make mistakes and like not to be so hard on yourself. And he's very like I don't know how to say this, but he's very like I don't want to say he criticizes other people, but he's very judgmental when it comes to other students, and he doesn't understand why they aren't at his level, which I totally understand. It can be frustrating when working with students who aren't at your level, and so I'm definitely working with him on how to just have patience with other people, but as well I'm trying to make sure he's being challenged as well. What resources, tools can my teacher and I provide them just to see in the classroom? Like definitely providing work that is above their like grade level. Definitely like with the PowerPoint and the resource page that was given to us, like definitely tying their hobbies into like the problems we do, because I know a lot of them do check out because the work can be so easy. So lately, in the most of like the writing problems, I've been involving like Star Wars because they all love Star Wars. So that definitely keeps them engaged, and I know my teacher is part of that Gifted and Talented Leadership Program. So I definitely know there's steps that are being taken to help better support my gifted, talented students in my class. Alright, thank you so much.